Okay, let's begin. You'll find us on the way. Okay, so this continuation class of the yesterday class. We had reached on project evaluation number 6, where I told you that this question is actually extracted from financial management intermediate level. It's a replacement question. And to those on YouTube, we also have these online classes. You can enroll with us. And if you have not subscribed, please make sure you subscribe. So let's begin. So the question reads this way. The following information relates to Mwanzo Limited, which is considering replacing the existing machine with a new machine. The existing machine was acquired 2 years ago at a cost of shillings 4,000. So these values are in thousands. I've written them like this 4,000, but they are actually 4 million, with an estimated useful life of 5 years and a nil salvage value. However, new valuations show that the machine can be used for another 10 years with a salvage value of 500. The machine could be sold currently for shillings 2,500. The machine has a cost of 8,000 and an additional cost of 400. Useful life 10 years. The machine will also require additional working capital of shillings 160. Depreciation is on straight line method. Below are the profits before depreciation and tax for the two machines. There you have been given the year, and you have also been given the old machine and the new machine. So the cost of capital, you have been told it's 10%, while the tax rate is 30%. So let's do this in Excel. It's very simple. So using a spreadsheet, determine whether Mwanzo mpya should replace the existing machine. So we'll go directly to project evaluation. Control enter. You do control bolt and you spread it out. You do a merge and center. We have been told that the can be used for another 10 years, so it will be 10 years. So we always start from 0. Control bolt, tab, control bolt 1. You do a Alt HBH for a bottom thick border. So you have been given the profit before depreciation and tax for the machine. So here under replacement, we always look for the incremental. So we see, in fact, here it's an error. This is the new machine, because the new machine must be higher than the old machine. We'll see the incremental. So we look for the incremental from the old to the new. So incremental will be equals to the new minus the old. Control enter. After that, you control copy. Then you come to year 1 here. Year 1 here. Now here you don't control V, you control Alt V. It brings you here. For a paste special function. So you will not paste the formula, we just paste the values, and we will transpose. I will transpose those two, and we click on OK. Yeah. So this is the control board, incremental PBT. So we must also look for the net book value of the existing machine. So I write here control bolt old machine, control enter. I also write here control bolt new machine, not new machine. Now let's write the details of the old machine. So we have been told here Manzo Limited is considering replacing an existing machine. The machine with a new machine. The existing machine was acquired 2 years ago. So it was acquired 2 years ago. We note that one down. At a cost of, so the cost was 4,000 cost. $4,000. The cost was 4,000, and with an estimated useful life of 5 years. Estimated useful life of 5 years, and a nil salvage value. Okay, and however, new valuation show that the machine can be used for another 10 years. So there is a new valuation. The estimated useful has been extended to be 10 years. And at a salvage value of 500, the machine could also be sold currently for shillings 2,500, so that's the market value. The new machine, so we go to the new machine, control bolt, new machine. New machine has a cost of 8,000. Sorry, tab 8,000. Enter. Installation costs of 400, and a useful life of 10 years. And the new machine will also require additional working capital 160. And we have been told depreciation is on straight line method. So here we will first see the incremental depreciation. So for the old machine, we'll first calculate the current book value for the 2 years. So and it had an estimated useful life of, so it will be 4,000. You must start with equal 4,000 divided by, let me make it dynamic, so it will be this one, divided by the years that it, so that was the depreciation, not that way, divided by the estimated useful life, control enter. So that was the depreciation per year, and it had taken 2 years. You have been told here, I think you are very familiar with this kind of questions. It was acquired 2 years ago. Yeah. So now the book value now that we'll be using here, it will be equals to this 4,000 minus, I open bracket, the depreciation per year times the years. I close the bracket, control enter. So that is the book value that we will be using in this calculation. And you see, and the market value. So you see the market value is higher than the book value. So it means we will have a capital gain tax. It will come later. So we will now look for the current depreciation. So currently the machine has this cost. I'll open my brackets, has this cost, minus the salvage value currently. I close my brackets, divide by the number of years, control enter. That is the depreciation of the old machine. That's the depreciation of the old machine. So let me widen here. Sorry. I winded the wrong one. So we come to find the depreciation of the new machine. So the depreciation of the new machine will be, you see, and our new machine does not have the salvage value. If you have realized from the question out, it does not have the salvage value. So it will be, I will open my bracket, the cost, shift plus the installation cost. I close my brackets, divide by the number. You can mute. So this is the depreciation of the new machine, and this is the depreciation of the old machine. So the incremental will be equal to the depreciation of the new machine minus depreciation of the old machine. Control enter. So that will be the depreciation that we'll be using, right? So we'll come to this question. Now here we are at profit before tax. Now here we'll not go as we did, we less depreciation first, because you see the incremental profit before tax is small. So we'll use the formula that uses the interest tax shield, isn't it? So we'll just let's here tax. So tax, we are told it's 10%. No, this is here 0 here. So it will be equals to the profit before depreciation and tax times the tax rate was 30.3. Control enter. I do this. Please, if your mic is on, you can mute. I'll do this. Now that's the tax. So I get profit after tax. It will be equal to the 70 minus the tax. Control enter, control bolt, alt HBP for a top border, and I drag it along. So here I'll come to interest tax shield. Come to interest tax shield. So our interest tax shield will be equal to our depreciation. I do F4, I fully lock it, times 0.3. The interest tax shield is, I think you have done this in the previous classes, the theoretical classes. So that's the interest tax shield. Take it along. So now we come to our operating cash flows. Equals to this one plus the interest tax shield, control bolt, alt HBT for top border, and I do that way. So this one also I'll do control bolt. So we have already gotten our. So we come to the investment statement, because we've already gotten our operating cash flow. Sorry. Investment statement, control enter, control bolt, and I do this way. I do merge and center, So we have our fixed asset investment. We're having working capital investment. We also have cash from sale of equipment, the old machine, because we'll sell it. We also have capital gain tax, and we also have our terminal benefits. Sorry, let me just bring it back. I think I've merged somewhere. I've not merged. I never merged this one. So that's why I do a merge and center. No, sorry. Also, I'll just bring it back. Let's just work with it like that. That way. So our fixed asset investment, we are investing 8,400. Control enter. Our working capital investment was at 160. Sorry. It was at negative 160. Hope my screen is there. My screen is still on. Someone can tell me. So the cash you are getting here from the question, I think this question you have, the machine could be sold currently for 2,500. So this machine is being sold in this year. So it was here. Was it 25 or how many? How? The machine could be sold for 25. So we have a capital gain tax. This machine now, it costs, it can be sold for 2,500, but the current here, our current book value is 2,400. So we have a gain of 100. That's 25 minus 24. Have a gain of 100. So that capital gain tax will be on that gain of 100. So it will be 0.3, equal 0.3 times 100. Control enter. And you can correct here because it's an outflow. You are paying out. Control enter. So our terminal benefits. Remember the old machine. The old machine is having a salvage value of 500, but our new machine doesn't have a salvage value. So that's the first one. And then we'll cover this terminal benefit number 2, the working capital investment. So they are always recovered on the end year. So we'll have our equals to 160 shift plus. But you remember now, we are looking for the incremental. So our incremental salvage value will be negative 500 because the new machine does not have a salvage value. So it will be like minus 500. So it will be an outflow. Minus 500. Control enter. So that's what we'll be getting. So we come to control bolt shift project evaluation. Project cash flow. Project cash flows tab equals. So in our first year, we will buy this new machine plus it will have need capital working capital of 160 plus we will receive cash from the sale of the old machine. That is in year 0 plus we will pay a capital gain tax of 30. Control enter, control bolt, alt HBP. So these years will be equals to our operating cash flows. Shift plus. We don't have any other thing, and for the terminal benefit, but are in year 10. But since there is no value here, I'll just take plus this. Control enter, control bolt, alt HBP for top border, and I'll drag it along. Sorry, control Z, control enter. So we have already gotten the project cash flow. So it will be just a matter of estimating if the project is viable or not viable. We'll use NPV, control bolt, NPV, and we also do IRR, control enter, control bolt. So our NPV is equals NPV. Our rate will be using the cost of capital of 10. So it will be 10%, comma. Our values, as remember NPV, I said you will leave the first value alone. You start from the first year, not year 0. You close your brackets, shift plus the investment, control enter. It's in percentage, don't worry, just change in cash. You see it's negative, so the project is not viable. Is equals to IRR tab. IRR, I said you just take the values. Just take all the values. You close your brackets, control enter. You see it's negative 19. The project, the machine should not be replaced. Isn't it? Yeah, so you see, we talked about the brief on mayor, and we talked about yesterday. And let me see. Let me see here. I told you I'll show you how to use the scenario manager. I told you how to use the scenario manager. Let me show you how to use this. No, we like have only 10 minutes. I told you my Zoom runs on 40 minutes. But I'll try. We'll continue in the next video so that if you find this video on YouTube, it will. So you come to data, come to what if analysis, you come to scenario manager. So you have been told here now you have opened the scenario manager. You've been told now you have to add a scenario. So our scenario name is good that you name this scenario. So it will be, let's name it default. Okay, by changing which cells will be changing. First we have the discount rate, comma. We have the initial cost, comma. We have the 15, that the amount that will be, and we also have the 10, and you do okay. Right. So the scenario has been taken as it is. So you just do okay. That one is the default. No, then you add another scenario. So this scenario name, let's call it scenario 2, because the default is scenario 1. Scenario 2. Scenario 2 by changing which cells. Let me do. You can always do this, and you just take this way, and then you come back to do this. No, it has not taken the way I want. I want it to take one by one. If it takes that way, it will be wrong. It must take one by one, comma, the second one, comma, the third one, comma, and the last one. comma. Sorry. I'm not adding a good scenario. Let me add another scenario. Add scenario. Scenario 2. Scenario 2. Enter. So under scenario 2 now I'll just change the cells. So this one will be 10. Okay. This one will be 15. I'm here. This one will be 2000. So it will be 20. And this one will be 8%. So it will be 0.8. I do okay. Then I add another scenario. Now this I'll call it scenario 3. Scenario 3, okay, I do enter. I do okay. So I'll take now this scenario 3 here. It will be 3. This one will be 20. And this one will be 4,000. And this one will be 0.7. I do okay. I close first. I close. I come here. I copy. I create an answer. Because this one was a dynamic one, we can't use it. We create now. This one is a separate one. Control V. I do the years. I can come and click on this year 0. I do Control Shift down arrow. I do Control C. I do Control V. So we'll take now here we'll use our default. I told you our default was scenario 1. So we'll use our default. So yeah, for our default here it will be 10. Let me just do this. Our default here will be this. And the discount rate will be 1 divided by shift open bracket 1 shift plus. We are using this default. Our default rate is 15. Now I had forgotten to. You can always correct from here if sometimes you forget to start with an equal sign. You must start with an equal sign for it to work. So I'll take the 15%. Take the 15%. I do F4 on it. I shift. I close brackets. I shift. I power. So I'll power by the year 0. Control enter. I come here. When my cursor turns black, I double click. It goes down. I always like to put in 4 decimal places. Sorry. Come to present values. Present value will be equals to the cash flows times the discount rate. Control enter. When the cursor turns black, I double click, goes down. So our first year cash flow will be equals to this one. We are using this 15. Control enter. From year 2 equals, it will be growing at the rate of 10%. So it will be equal to shift open bracket 1 shift plus this 10%. I do F4 on it, shift close bracket times year 1, the previous year, the year above. I double click when the cursor turns black. Well, we just created what was here. We come to NPV. Tab. I do Alt equals. Control enter. I do Control Bolt. I do Alt HBU. It's just the same, but this one is scenario 1. If you're in the yesterday's class, we could change here. to scenario 2, but it's just the same thing. But now here we are using the scenario manager. We come to our data, come to what if analysis, go to scenario manager. Our scenario is there. We come to summary result. They ask you the result cell. So the result cell will be our NPV here, our NPV here. We do OK. And it starts loading. You see now, it has given us the scenario summary. That's why I was telling you that it opens a new page. If you are doing along by me, it opens a new page, and I have only 1 minute. So let's log in again. Let me talk to the YouTubers. For YouTube, we are offering online classes and at a very affordable prices. And if you find this content is interesting, please subscribe. Thank you for the video.